What's up, Ranger Nation, Toku Nation, and every nation in between? It is me, JB, and we are here today with episode number 14 review of Donbrothers, you guys. So before we jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not subscribed, do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, sharing the video. And with that, Ranger Nation and Toku Nation, let's go ahead and discuss Avataro Sentai Donbrothers episode 14. Shall we? Alright guys, so this episode was a really good episode. So this episode we open up and we see Kiji brother, Oni sister, and Saru brother. So they're talking to Kaido. So they're telling him about the situation that just recently happened with Sentai basically making Momotaro vanish. So Kaido was like, that can't be, because he thought that, you know, the only way Momotaro would be taken out is by his own strength, basically. So they ask him, is there any way that we can bring Momotaro back? So Kaido tells them that he is completely unsure if that can happen. So then we see Kiji brother, Oni sister, and Saru brother as they're talking to Jin about Momotaro vanishing. And he said that, you know, what happened is basically a sign of death. So they want to do something, but Jin tells them at this point there's absolutely nothing that can be done. And they were like, why aren't you showing more, you know, emotions or anything? And he's like, you know, he's talking about he raised Momotaro from the time he first found him. And they were like, well, that's more reason for you to show some kind of concern that he's not here. So he does tell them that, you know, with Momotaro gone, that his replacement should soon arrive. And then we moved. We went to the opening credits, and then we came back, and it went 21 years into the past. And much like when the the first episode of this season, when we saw Momotaro, when the sky opened and dropped Momotaro, the sky opened and dropped another baby down as well. Now remember, Momotaro, he was found by Jin. This baby right here was found by a police officer who was then taken to an orphanage, and he was raised inside of that orphanage. And over the years, he's trained himself up to be a hero, and he's done this because of the voice in his head. I was like, and the fact that he tells people that there's a voice in his head, I'm like, I'm surprised people haven't had you committed, because that sounds, people would think you're crazy when you tell them that. So then we see present day. I don't know what his name is, but we see him present day as he's quitting his job, because he's telling his boss that the voice in his head told him to quit and go into the city and become a hero. So then we see him talking to a young lady. He's telling her the same thing, you know, I'm gonna miss you, because he's going into the city to become a hero. So then we see as he's getting on the bus, and there are three guys that are, giving him his farewell. And then as he leaves, they're like, oh, thank God he's gone. We don't have to deal with that heroic crap anymore. But then they're like, you know what? We'll miss him. We actually will miss him. So what I'm going to do now here is pause here and move forward. So next up, you guys, we see the Cerebran. So we see Sentai. Now, the lady Cerebran, she is talking to Sentai. Actually, no, scratch that. Sentai. We see him with this woman, and she has, remember, the beast shields. Jin told them that they would have origami. So, you know, she has these origami, and she's throwing them at Sentai, just tossing them towards Sentai. So Sentai, you know, he transforms, and so does she, and she teleports up, you know, onto the staircase. He tried to hit her. So then the lady Cerebran and the one that laughs like a damn maniac, they come out, and she's like, why are you attacking them? You know that we can't kill them, so why are you what are you doing? So he then, you know, and they were like, but you know, you defeated Momotaro, so we should be good. Well, Sentai is not really too pleased with himself, because he feels bad because he learned what Momotaro's weakness was, and he used that against Momotaro to defeat him, and he feels like that makes him inadequate or weak, because he couldn't defeat Momotaro. You know, he couldn't defeat Momotaro in a, I guess, respectable way, you would say. It's almost as if he feels like he cheated to get that defeat over Momotaro. But they like, shit, you defeated him. So then we see our monster of the week. Now it looked like I don't think that was Mahjong, but it looked like he was playing a form of Mahjong, and he was freaking out he was in his head. So we see him, he then transforms into our monster of the week. So we then see Oni's sister. So she is talking to Kaido, and she's not talking to Kaido, she's talking to Kiji brother as well as Saru brother. So she's wondering if they're at fault for what happened with Momotaro because of them, basically saying that they were boycotting Momotaro. Saru brother says, no, we're not to blame for this. The enemy was just really strong. And actually, in this situation, the enemy wasn't very strong. The enemy found Momotaro's weakness and used that weakness against Momotaro. So then Saru brother, he wants to discuss Momotaro's potential replacement, and Kiji brother as well as Oni's sister like, no one can place Momotaro, which that is true. No one can replace him, and his grand, the way he is, no one could replace that. So Oni's sister's like, Kiji brother got a phone call. I think he got a phone call. No. Actually, what happened is their blasters appeared in front of them and transformed them because the monster was in the city, you guys. So, what I'm going to do here is pause here. We're going to move forward. So, after the blasters appeared in front of them and teleported them to where the monster was, now they're wondering, how are we going to battle this monster without Momotaro? So Saru brother says, we'll battle him the same way that we've been doing. So Saru brother goes to fight the monster, and at this point, that monster is beating the shit out of him. So then the others try to, go and help him. And then the lady Cerebrin, whose name, I don't know her name. I'm going to learn it eventually. Oni's sister was to her, and she come down and she's ready to slash her. But Sentai came in and stopped her from, destroying Oni's sister. So then the others, the monster's still there, but eventually he took off running. So they were going to go in suit of him, but the cackling hen, he came in and he was trying to battle with them as well. So then the new guy, he shows up. He has no avatar change or anything. This fool has a bucket of rocks, and he takes the rocks and he's tossing them left and right at them. And I'm like, rocks? Do you see that suit look like it's metal? And you're gonna toss a bucket. You're gonna toss some rocks at him. So the others, they grab him and take him off. And they asking him like, what the hell was that? Like, he's like, I'm your new leader. And once again, they like, nobody can replace Momotaro. No, you're not our leader. Absolutely not. You're not our leader. They don't want to deal with him. I got ahead of myself, but let's keep going. So Inu brother, we see Inu brother. He was walking in the streets, and that same cop that's been chasing him since we first met him, they locked eyes, and he was like, oh shit. So he takes off running, and that cop follows him behind him. So then he gets on a bike and he's driving, and as he's driving, he runs right into his girlfriend and Kiji brother's wife. And she didn't recognize him because he knew who she was, but she didn't recognize him. And then he noticed that the cop was chasing him once again. So he took his ass off running. So I'm going to pause here, you guys, and wrap up the episode. So we see the Cerebrin. So the lady Cerebrin is asking Sentai. She's like, what the hell was that? Like, why did you step in when I was about to take out our enemies? And he's like, Momotaro has been defeated, so it ain't really much to do. And so I got ahead of myself twice in this episode review. But like I said earlier, he is just feeling like he took the coward's way out when it came to destroying Momotaro. And I got ahead of myself twice in this episode. So like I said earlier, the others were questioning that hero. So he is going to be our sixth Don brother. Now I don't know how to pronounce it. Don Drago is Don Drago something. I just don't know how to pronounce it. I do love that suit, by the way. I like the suit. With Super Sentai, I kind of wish they would kind of get away from the Six Rangers being gold and silver. Come up with another color. You could do brown. You could do purple. You could do. You could do brown, purple. We could do a different color of red. We could do magenta. We could do. There are so many different colors. We could do teal. We could do so many different colors when it comes to our sixth hero. We could do so many different color variations. We could do orange. We could do orange. I would love it if they did orange. I would love it if they did orange. So while they were going off on the new guy, Kiji brother, he got a phone call about his wife being in the hospital. So we see him as he goes to the hospital to be with his wife. And I knew it was going to come sooner or later that Kiji brother might turn himself into one of those monsters because of his I'm looking at him and his wife. I don't know if it's actually love or if it's infatuation or if it's an obsession. Because what it does give me is unhealthy when it comes to him and his wife, the relationship, because of the fact that he is so insecure of himself. So I'm kind of getting infatuation, obsession. I just get those vibes when it comes to Kiji brother. So they all left the new guy. So Oni's sister went back to her boss, her and Saru brother, and they're talking to him, and she's talking about the points. And you guys remember, she racked up. Remember when she racked up all those points, she was able to get her wish granted when she went back to being, the manga artist. So now what she wants is she wants to use all their points to bring back Momotaro. So then we see the monster. So he's back, and I guess he's a high school student. So we see him as he turns a lot of people into those game pieces. So then Saru brother and Oni's sister, they show up and they transform and battle with the monster. But also while they're battling with the monster, the Cerebrans arrive and start battling with them as well. So then Oni's sister, at one point, she called out for Momotaro. And who's back? Momotaro is back. So Momotaro, he ended up defeating the monster, and the monster grew giant size. So they formed, the Megazord, and they were able to defeat the monster, and everyone returned back to normal. So what happened when they got back on the ground? Momotaro, he, Oni's sister was like, "You can thank us for bringing you back." But when she said that, that's when he started to materialize once again and vanish. So technically Momotaro was brought back, but it wasn't permanent. So Momotaro at this point is still defeated. But that's it, Ranger Nation. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Actually, you guys, I will see you guys again very soon. So on Disney Plus tomorrow, I believe they're going to be doing Ms. Marvel. So I'm going to be adding some Disney stuff. When more Disney stuff arrives, we'll be doing it. So Ms. Marvel is a limited series, and it'll go until July. And then I know sometime this month we will be getting Doctor Strange. It will be on Disney Plus. So I'll be reviewing Doctor Strange once it arrives on Disney Plus. So that's it, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.